Hello, thanks for stopping by and welcome to Messing About with a Narrowboat on this very hot, sweaty day.
So in this episode, oh no, I've got to stand up. Oh, that's
it.
that metal
Hot-
seat is
hot
very
metal.
Oh, bloody hell!
Yay.
Oh, right. So in this episode, we're off to Ashridge House for a bit of a foodie fair. For a fat person like me, it's quite a joyous place to be, unless the food is really crap and it's not so nice. We'll finish the electrics and we've started measuring out and bringing stuff on board for the lining out.
Yes,
The
definitely.
next part of the project.
How very exciting is that?
It is really cool.
Moving on, it'll be good.
Decided to come for a spot of lunch to the Great British Food Festival at Ashridge House. Not even 12 o'clock yet.
It is 12 o'clock.
Had the gin, had
Gin?
the rum.
No gin. No gin
now
yet.
it's a cheesecake.
Haven't tried the gin yet.
Now there's a sentiment you can't argue with. So much choice, can't decide what we're having for brekkie. Breakfast. Curry chips.
Yeah, it's actually lunchtime, so.
That's clever. So what do you have after chips?
Ice cream!
So there's the light, the Christmas lights thing, with all the lights in the trees, and then there's the cycle, the cycleways, isn't there? Because I've been on the through the forest one.
There's different walks as well.
And they've got the other one in the forest. It's perfectly flat for people with mobility issues. So wheelchairs, bikes, mobility scooters. It's awesome. It's a well thought out place, Ashridge House. Hooray! Everything I need to finish off the electrics has arrived. Let's get down to the boat. Well, it's a hot one today. I've been sweating as I've been bent over trying to get conduit underneath the gunnels, but I'm happy to report after a full day, the port side is complete. All nice and neat, in conduit, under the gunnels, all the way along. And the spaghetti at the other end, well, there's still a bit of spaghetti, but it's all in conduit and labelled up. And I've ran the trunking conduit for the solar cables too. But of course, despite the blistering heat, I'm going to have a cup of coffee before I go home. Right, another day in the heat. Really simple day today. Starboard side sockets, that's the only thing that I've got to run, so it's just a case of running the 6mm cable and putting the sockets in. Well, a whole day again, but everything's done, all in conduit, it's all Yeah, the electrics are finished. That's a shock. Here's the starboard side, all done, all in the conduit. It's time now for the big tidy up before the next bit. So at the end of a mini project, a sprint, set of tasks, work packet, whatever you want to call it, I like to tidy up, take stock. So what we'll do now is we'll just spend tomorrow, I think, just quietly picking up all the crap that's lying around, the rubbish, things that I've been using for the electricals. I'll take away out of the boat so it gives us some room, and getting ready to start the next lot.
Households announce Monday may stop production in their Luton factory unless the government encourages more people to switch to electric cars.
So, with all the electrics done, it's time to load up all the cladding for below the gunnels.
Hey,
And
moving ahead, loading up.
and these are the ones we had prepared
One you prepared earlier.
6 months ago.
Yeah, very early.
Good grief.
Very early.
Right then, that's 3 metres of 28 to be transported to the boat. Well, it's a hot one today. Actually, it's so hot, my bum's burning on the metal seat. Wow, it's hot in here. Let's get some airflow.
Yes, indeed.
I think we'll do what we can today. It's
Yeah, it's quite hot.
hottest day of the year. It's about 29 degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
It's pretty hot, and we had a slow start to the day because of the heat. Yeah. Right, so jobs today. Roma's here with me today. She's got a day off work.
Hi there.
We're just going to do kind of tidying up stuff. I noticed that when I was putting the trunking under the gunnels, there's bits of exposed steel. So I'll do that spray foam touch up in there as well. And it's just a Potter day, nothing, it's just
See what needs to be done
switching brain from electric mode to
to whatever's next.
whatever's next.
Figuring that out today.
So we're going to do a lot of measuring today. We're going to start now doing the lining out at the bow, and building the headboard and stuff. So lots of measuring.
Lots of measuring, lots of drinking water in between.
It's pretty hot.
Hot.
Yeah, it's terrible for a fat person as well. But yeah, so we need to go and order.
Thanks, thank you. No, thank you. That was rude.
We need to go and order.
Rude.
We need to go and order the ply for the sides. And we've said before we want a bit of a. Hang on. We want an overhang. Where is that? Yeah. We want an overhang for the cable tray. So we need a bit of an overhang. So that's the bottom of the gunnels. We need it to come down a bit for the cable train to cover. It's also going to have LED lights under here, so that's a 15mm LED casing that needs to go in. So, best way we can do is work it out from the kitchen. So a kitchen cabinet and the worktop in the UK comes to 900mm, 90 centimetres. So that's what that line is. That's representing the top of the kitchen worktop. Basically just need to measure to that point, less a little bit. And the nice thing is the lumber yard will cut it to the size I tell them. So
We better get that right then.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. So it's 93 centimetres to the bottom. I guarantee that won't be the same all the way along. And 99 to the top of the worktop. So 93 to 99, that's 6 centimetres that we've got to play with. We need 40 millimetres, 93 and 4, 97. 97. Okay.
What about that?
97, maybe 98. But let's go and check that it is actually 93 all the way along. Yeah, so luckily, accurately, good job on the boat builder. It is actually 93 all the way up, except where the bow is, because the way the steel bends, it gets wider, so it's 97. So I'll have to do those ones and shape them when that wood comes in, because it kind of opens up at the top and opens up at the bottom away from the standard. But that's cool, so we can get 10 boards cut at 97 centimetres. The lumber yard that we use here charges £1 a cut, so for £10 I can get all the boards cut, factory edged, I hope. But at least they're cut. I don't have to do it. I don't have to lumber about 8x4 sheets of plywood. Right, so we know that's now the lining. God, what do we say? 97.
You said 97.
I just measured it.
No, you said 97, then you told me about 98.
97
Yeah.
or 98. Okay, so why would it be different? Right, so we know that the cable tray goes under the gunnels. We know that that conduit is about 21 millimetres, right? So we've got those rings, those long runs of cable there. So we need to make sure that the lining comes down to cover that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense?
Yeah. So that's why you said 97, 90.
Yeah, because that gives us a bit of gap. Now the other thing is you've got LED strips. We want under the gunnels LED strips, and those LEDs sit in little channels.
Yeah.
And those channels are 15 millimetre deep. Across the board,
Yeah.
they're 15 millimetre deep. So they've got to fit
Under there as
under
well.
there like that.
Right.
Right? So you're talking about 21 plus 15 is 36. Yeah. So if we make that 40, okay, we've got more than enough room. So we know that the top gunnels from top to the bottom of the battens was 93 centimetres.
Yeah.
930
So
mil.
not average 90. Yeah.
Yeah, so 930 mil plus 40 is 970.
70.
Right? We could, because we've got the room to do it, go to 980, which is only 10 centimetres. I mean, it's half an inch.
Skill, yeah.
Less than half an inch, quarter an inch.
That would give you more.
But it gives a little bit of trimming possibilities. But yeah, remember those aren't straight under the gunnels.
No.
They go like that a bit. So if you put a straight bit of wood across, right? So if we put a straight bit of wood across underneath the gunnels, it's kind of going like that. So this gap's bigger anyway.
So the wood we're going to get cut is going to have to be specific to certain areas.
Well, for not if we're not absolutely precise with it,
Yeah, as you said, there'll be certain areas will be.
it's going to be £1,000 of wasted wood. So I just want. Okay.
980.
It's a fair bit of wastage, isn't it? So a sheet of plywood, this standard 8x4, 4 foot or 1,220 millimeters, right?
Right, what about
So
the
we need to cut.
Yeah. So what about the wasted wood? Can we not utilise the wasted wood somewhere? Boxing things in, making little.
Well, I could use it for under the gunnels, but that's 9mm
Yeah.
rather than 5.5mm I was going to plan. So that makes that bigger. I'd rather spend the money and go for the thinner ply than this. I can use the offcuts I can use. So, for example, we need to make a cupboard.
Exactly.
Right? And I can make a cupboard. That out of the
Little
offcuts.
boxes, little
So if we
cupboards,
take 980, what's 1,220 minus 980? 340.
And what's 340 then?
340
What does that
is
look like?
340. So a fair chunk.
That's a chunk, but you could utilise that wood to do something.
The headboard,
Yeah,
the little drawers that we
Yes.
want to put in the headboard,
yeah,
is 300mm wide
yeah, yes,
at 9mm ply.
yeah. So we've got,
We're going to have all of the offcuts
to
for the headboard.
yeah, that's what I mean.
So-
Use.
The headboard will
Yeah,
be there.
300, yeah.
Well, that's pretty good, isn't it?
Well, that's what I'm saying. We could utilise the wood, we're not. Will they give you it back if you ask them?
No, once they cut it, they cut it.
Or they off?
Oh, the offcuts, yeah, I get all of
they
that.
give you, they won't just,
yeah, they won't keep it.
No, they
They
give
give you
you
everything.
everything back.
Because it's just a cut list. They don't know what you're doing, it's just a cut list.
No, I know that, but just in case they.
Right, so we'll get 10 sheets of birch ply cut.
To what length? 980
That's £890
pounds. To cut it?
No,
No, to buy it
to buy it and get it delivered.
to the
No,
house.
the delivery's another £20 on top of that. So let's call it around 1,000. And I may as well get the wood delivered for the ceiling too.
And what the measurements of that? The same? We worked this out, didn't we?
They're full sheets. So that's just
Full sheets.
six full
Yeah, we worked
sheets.
that out, didn't we? 6 full sheets.
6 full
Right.
sheets.
Okay.
Okay, so just for the record, we're planning to use birch ply, which is expensive, right? But it's really about the finish because we're going to paint it.
Paint it.
We want a nice,
we're not putting any
smoothish
paper up,
finish. I don't know if that's right. Some of the other ply we got from another supplier, when you cut it, it rips. It's not very nice. We've used it just for fillets, for filling over and making things a little bit bigger. But in principle, it feels like birch ply is the right thing to do. We don't need marine ply. It's on a boat, yeah, but it's not outside. And the painting with solvent paint will protect it enough. It doesn't need marine ply. Can't afford marine ply anyway. It's just eye-wateringly expensive. It's what is it? Nearly £200 a sheet. Just not happening. So the birch ply is pretty lightweight. It's a little bit lighter than the cheaper Chinese ply. Nothing against the Chinese ply. It's just reference to a make. The European birch is lighter, so easier to carry for me.
Yeah, this is for us both to manage, I think, when we're putting it up as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you've got to hold it up while we're
Yeah.
putting it in. So I think it will be birch ply. and I'll get that ordered. First of the massive big expenses that we've had.
Oh, we have to do it.
I'll get it delivered to home rather than the boat.
Then you can
Because I can
treat
prep
it and
I
put
can
it
prep
there.
it.
Yeah.
We've got a big garage, so I can
Put it home or even outside.
seal it,
Yeah.
do all of that stuff at home, and that'll fit in my car quite easily, so that's not a problem. So we now know our next measurement. So this is 25mm thick, so an inch, and then we'll put a 6mm piece of ply on it for under the gunnels. And we've just been through the boat, even with the thickest part of the conduit, and all the cables sit nicely in there, and room for more should we need to put any more in. Right, test fitting. I think the colour looks great, doesn't it?
It does.
There's a couple of wee touch-ups needed where some of the planks have stuck together from being in the garage. But see those gaps between the tongue and groove?
Yeah.
We want to make them, I want to make them the same. So I think what we'll do is I'll get, if I get some washers, and I screw some washers to the edge of a bit of wood,
Right.
and then I can put that up there,
Yeah.
and then bash the wood up so that it's touching the washer.
Yeah.
Then if those washers are, let's say, 2mm thick, then every single board will have the exact same spacing, and it won't look like it's got lots of different gaps in it. You know those moisture resistant MDF boards? The
Yeah.
nice thing about those is they're absolutely consistent. We just didn't like the bead in them. We prefer the old-fashioned style. Yeah, so I'll do the same thing. I'll make sure that every single board, you can see it there. You know, you just need to tap it in so that all the gaps are exactly the same.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Right, okay. That's the other thing I wanted to check today. And I've got some bad news. Really bad news.
Come on.
I forgot to run the power cable for the under gunnel lighting. Oh God. Should be easy enough to fit. Can't believe I did that. Oh, all these lovely wiring diagrams and I bloody well forgot. And Roma's doing the right jobs and she's emptying the bins.
Yeah, I'm on rubbish duty. It's a bit rubbish. Thank you. I get all the good jobs.
Right, I think we'll wrap up this short video. You know, that's the electrics done. We've started measuring for the lining out now. We've started moving some wood on board, but if we're honest, it's just too hot. It's too hot to work, really. So we'll call it quits and we'll go to the pub. Hey. So thank you for watching. Thanks for liking. Thanks for your continued subscription. For those that joined us in the last few weeks, thank you very much. And we'll see you next time. Bloody hot, isn't it?
They're all going to be moaning next week when it's cold.
I know. Not quite sure which way to go, left or right.
Definitely not straight on.
See something. No. Well, I went right. Maybe I should go left. It's very unusual to see them on a towpath. It does, doesn't it? Maybe it just doesn't. Oh. Yeah, it's definitely embarrassed having fallen in. I'll just hide behind this tree so nobody can see me.